Okay, so what we're gonna talk about today is Blendshape. Okay, so what is Blendshape? Basically, Blendshape is a function inside Maya that lets you morph one object to another object. Basically, if I show you this picture, this is a good example where we can use Blendshape. So first, in this picture, we have this default head, and the next one we have a different expression, and using Blendshape we can morph this shape from from this to that, and so on and so on and so on. Provided that we have the same geometry, Maya will take care of the morphing for you. Now, this is an example of a character. They already applied the Blendshape. So if I go to here, Blendshape, right? I have these two expression. Okay, first one is angry, and the second one is sad. Now, currently the value for angry was set to 0, and sad also 0, which means that this is his default normal expression. But if I slide this to 1, you can see like how his face are changing from default to angry, right? So it means like your Blendshape is working. Okay, and same goes for the second one, which is our sad expression. So currently it's set to 0, but if I slide it to 1, you notice how his face are changing, okay, to sad expression. You can also combine two expression at the same time. So if I have sad expression and angry, and that's what you get in Maya basically. Okay, so you can combine these Blendshape together. Okay, now we're gonna make this from scratch. Okay, so I'm gonna open a new file open. So we're gonna make this Blendshape from scratch now. Okay, now currently this head is there's no Blendshape, and we're gonna apply Blendshape for him. Now, what I usually do before I apply Blendshape is that I always delete the history, okay, and freeze transform. So everything is 0, 0, 0, 0, and the scale is 1. Now, another thing that I do before I move on to this Blendshape stage is that I always do UV. Okay, so I do modeling. Okay, I finish the modeling, I finish the UV, then I can do the Blendshape. Okay. Now, another thing that you notice in his head, right? The polygon is kind of low. Okay, so if you want to do this kind of expression, right, which is very realistic, you probably need to increase subdivision for this model. Okay, because you cannot achieve a very detail unless you have like more division or more line to your model. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to him, and I'm going back to polygon, and you click this function. Okay, so it's gonna add more division to your model. I think something like this is sufficient for you to start up Blendshape. Okay, now that it's already applied, again, don't forget to history, then freeze transform, so that the history are kind of empty, okay, and it's very clean, and you can do Blendshape for it. Okay, now how do we do Blendshape? How do we apply this Blendshape to this head? Okay, first of all, you need to click your object, and then you go to the form, and there is a Blendshape, and you click this button there. Okay, I think your default setting should work for you. So edit, reset, and you rename this connection with expression, or you can rename whatever you want, but in this case I rename expression. Okay, and then you press apply. Now right now it do nothing because you need to actually sculpt the Blendshape on your own. So let's open up the Blendshape editor. So you go to Windows, Animation, and Blendshape. Okay, so you click that. Okay, and this way the Blendshape editor are. Okay, so while it's selected, you click add new target. Okay, and here you can actually like put as many expression that you want, right? Like angry, sad, surprise, and things like that. Okay, so let's rename this angry. Okay, and we're going to edit. Okay, so let's edit this. Now, I probably gonna suggest you guys using a Wacom when you sculpting his angry face. Okay, so while you editing it, okay, I'm gonna click this grab. Okay, and I set this mirror to world X. Then your job now is just to make or sculpt him as angry as possible, like that. Okay, this. Okay, and so while you're doing Blendshape, it is a good idea that you have a reference. So maybe like you have this on the other window, right? And you can just like sculpt his expression. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like a very quick job. Okay, so this is very quickly, probably about a few seconds. Oops, too much. Okay, so having a mirror also is a good idea, because then you can see yourself which kind of muscle that is moving when you make this angry expression. Okay, so maybe like that. Okay, then once you finish or you're happy with the expression, you press key, right, while this is set to 1, and you get out from the edit mode. Okay, then you test whether it's working or not. So when it's set to 1, that's the angry face that he makes. Okay, but when you put it back to 0, it comes back to default. Right, so this mean like your Blendshape are working fine. Right, so it's like that. Okay, it's angry, it's 0, and this is 1. Okay, now we're gonna make a second expression. So click add new target, and this time I'm gonna put set. Again, you need to go to the edit mode, so click the edit button, right, and use sculpting because it's much faster than a normal modeling. Then use your Wacom to kind of sculpt it, right, maybe like this. So I'm doing it very roughly. Okay, you guys need to just take your time and sculpt as nicely as possible. This is just example. So maybe like that. Okay, so make sure there is no bad penetration. You don't want this to actually penetrate to his teeth. Okay, so maybe it's like this. Right, it's like that. That looks very sad. Okay, like that. And again, when you are done, you just need to click key, right? Make sure this is set to 1, and get out from the edit mode. Okay, now to test it, you slide. Okay, so this is his set expression. When it's set to 0, it goes back to default. When you put this back to 1, he becomes very sad. Right, so it means that your Blendshape are working fine. Okay, so this is set, and you test your angry again. Okay, so everything seems fine, and you can combine, but I don't think it looks yeah, I don't think it looks good. Okay, so that's how you do Blendshape in Maya. Okay.